No, we're not going to nuke the goddamn Jews. Don't worry about it. Today, I would like to talk about the Zionism and what we should do to them. For more than 2 years, you can see a genocide in front of your eyes. Iran and the axis of resistance doing everything in their power and paying a huge price for it. But at the end of the day, we are not able to defeat the Israel, to dismantle the apartheid, to destroy what they have built for 76 years. We can damage them, we can inflict fear in their hearts, and we can change the narrative throughout the world. But at the end of the day, Zionism is a deep-rooted fear that was inflicted to the hearts of all Jews around the world. After the diaspora, they went all over the world, they were scattered. Many of them went to Europe. But the question is, why only European Jews are this aggressive? Why they are not loyal to their own countries? People can't say these words without any kind of context behind their words. They should understand that those states didn't have any loyalty toward the Jews. People didn't like the Jews. The anti-Semitism is real. Anti-Semitism throughout Europe and United States created deep-rooted hate toward the Christendom in the hearts of Jews. They read the history, they know what happens to them. But relatively, when you're taking a look at Persian Empire and Ottoman Empire, you can see that relatively they were living like any other citizens. So, and at the today world, you can see that Jewish people are living in all these countries, all these Muslim countries, and they are safe. There is no harassment, there is no prosecution. But the threat of Zionism exists. But all these countries are trying to show a little bit more solidarity in order to keep their Jews for themselves. They are willing to fight for the part of their body and part of the community that belong to their country. A great work by Max Blumenthal, a great documentary. I'm going to put it in the description, and I urge you to watch it. You can see the notion of nationality, its evidence in the heart and voice of Iranian Jews, because we don't see them as anyone else except Iranian Jews. Iranian Christian, Iranian Armenians, Iranian Sunnis, Iranian Shias. All of us are Iranian. It doesn't matter what ethnicity or religion you are Iranian. And you can see that there are not many countries out there that are willing to treat their Jews like this. And these are the missions bestowed upon we the people, to understand the Jewish perspective a little bit more. I understand that they push the movies, they push the narrative, they push the media and everything and everywhere, and people are sick and tired of their excuses and Holocaust this, Holocaust that, and victimization of Jews, and even in the psyche of Jews themselves, this victimhood is actually strong, and most of the time they're acting. But I believe we should self-reflect and understand our own problems a little bit more. Um, Zionism didn't wasn't actually only a project of Theodor Herzl. In the late 90s, that was actually totally unfamiliar and unpopular way of thinking. And all the Jews that actually start to getting to know what Zionism is actually rejected it without any hesitation. And the Jewish resistance toward Zionism was great. And it went to an extent that after British Mandate Palestine was given to the Jews, despite the promises that Britannia actually gave to France and to national movements inside Arabian Peninsula and Arab world, they gave it to Jews. But you can see that not many people were willing to leave their countries in order to go to a third world mandate. They didn't want to go there, and the popularity of Zionism wasn't a lot, and great amount of people actually, when it took a firm stand and England actually starts supporting Zionism, you can see a lot of protests actually happen by the Jewish people, and they totally disregarded everything that Zionism stands for. But they lost. They lost in World War II. Many people lost in World War II. Britannia lost its illegitimate empire. German people lost everything. Japan actually got two nuclear bomb in the face. And let's not forget about the Soviet sacrifice, the Chinese sacrifice, and all other countries that got involved without having any kind of stake in the game. Unfortunately, a lot of people died, and a lot of Jews died. It doesn't matter if you are a Holocaust denier and you believe that Holocaust didn't happen or it happened. The most important thing is that they used the Holocaust to create a victory for themselves out of the World War II. They inflicted huge amount of fear in the hearts of every Jew around the world and try to push this narrative that humanity actually didn't see you as a human, and they are willing to do this to you just because you are Jew. So why you should have any kind of affection toward others? The only people that you can trust and you can rely on is Jews. So you can see it resonated a lot after, especially after the Holocaust. It resonated, and many countries between the war, when Hitler actually called upon all the Anglo-Saxons and Europeans to take these Jews, we don't want them. You can see the only one that actually called upon the Jews to come to our land was Zionism. None of them accepted it, maybe because the immense amount of lobbying and influence that Zionists had beforehand in all those countries. So you can see Hitler actually helped Zionism more than anyone else. It doesn't matter if Hitler done that deliberately or not deliberately, but we all know about Havana Agreement and the suspicious rise to power of Hitler. I personally don't believe it was by accident, and I do not believe that it was by faith. So after World War II, you can see that the aggressiveness of Zionism is actually increasing every day. They are not tolerating anyone. You can see that not even for show, simple act of kindness just for show toward your own supporters. You can find a lot of videos on the internet that they are harassing everyone, especially the Christians. Um, and it's unbelievable that they are not even willing to put on a face. Um, it looks like they don't care anymore. And the impunity that was given to them by Western regimes to commit a Holocaust inside Gaza, an ethnic cleanse, and totally disregard all the international laws, it can actually speaks volume that why they shouldn't care about anyone else when you have this much support by bribery, by threatening, by uh, inflicting damage to people's reputation, like having something like Epstein uh, looming around, and you can take away a picture of someone and ruin their whole career. So, in my opinion, when you have that much leverage on others, you don't have to play nice, not with their people and not with the people that you are trying to conquer. You can see the aggressiveness of Zionism actually after the October the 7th increased immensely to the degree that they have invaded 7 countries, and it looks like there is not much except brute force work on them. But we should understand that the process of Zionism, from the diaspora to the hatred of all the history of Europe created in the heart of these people, it actually now being represented at this vicious characteristic that we can see today. So we need to change the narrative, because you can see that Zionism is actually feeding upon the fear of anti-Semitism around the world in order to keep the Jews inside Zionist regime. They don't want to lose the people, because if people leave, nothing will left there to fight for the survival of the regime. So the total opposite path is ours. The total option of loving the Jews, asking them for return, and advocating for their human right to return to our countries, to their own countries. In Germany, in Russia, France, England, United States, even Iran. Iran never showed any kind of prejudice toward the Jews, but in previous regime, you can see a lot of rewards were given and a lot of privileges were given to Jews to leave the country. But for 46 years, Islamic Republic is fighting not only for Muslims, not only for humanity, it's fighting for the Jewish identity as well. And it's common knowledge by all Iranians that today Zionism and Judaism are totally separated. So we need to call upon United Nations, any kind of foundation in order to mitigate the creation and total demolishment of this regime. Anything that can help reduce the power that they have in their arsenal should actually be on the table. And the most important one is to bring back our people. It doesn't matter where they are. They should come back. So, yeah, I believe Zionism's worst enemy is actually a return of Jewish people to their own homelands, so they can go back where they came from. They can go back to Poland. They can go back to Europe and Asia and Africa. And we should advocate for that. And in my humble opinion, that's the worst enemy. And that's the software we need in order to get rid of the Zionist entity. Okay, thank you guys. You have no idea how much small content creators appreciate every comment and every like and every view, and you have no idea how much I appreciate your subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.